Right, we have British Airborne. Well, to be honest, it's British Veteran at this point. We've stripped the Airborne out. Stubborn is not proven to be necessary. We have an M24 Chaffee regular with a medium anti-tank gun, hitting power. To be honest, a third Stewart might be better, but experimentation is exactly that, experimentation. We have an inexperienced Jeep. I don't mind the Red Star. It is a chariot for the company commander, obviously, as discussed in previous posts. We have a Dakar Stewart regular and a Dakar Stewart regular doing what Dakar Stewarts do. Where was I? Anti-tank rifle team regular. One artillery observer. I'll be honest, I'm developing crippling addiction to 2 artillery observers, but one might do the job and make the game less boring. But winning is winning, and if it's more effective, we'll have to default to that. Platoon commander inexperienced, company commander inexperienced, indicated by his red beret, and another platoon commander. I must say, having 3 commanders has, as everyone has found across the world so far, is very effective in terms of your leadership bubbles. Yes. Light mortar, you can see the 2-man crew. Another light mortar, and then, ignore that. Right, we have an 8-man veteran rifle squad. I'm going to say that again, 8-man British veteran rifle squad, another 8-man veteran British rifle squad, a 7-man Chindit squad, etc. But in terms of game mechanics, the fact that they don't get the -1 for coming in from outflank gives you opportunity for outflank shenanigans. So Chindits, for that reason, no -1 to outflank. And one man has got an SMG and 6 rifles. It's a 7-man squad. And obviously Chindits are veterans. And then over here, we have a 7-man regular squad with a single LMG right over there. So there we go. Right, off you go.
Okay, a host of unpainted and substitutes. These are 5 Shah Ds, which are unreliable.
Shah D2, yeah?
Shah D2, unreliable, light anti-tank gun, and whole mount machine gun.
Yes.
This is the command vehicle, with a substitute Panzer II.
Right.
2 platoon commanders, both inexperienced.
Sure.
1 company commander,
Yes.
inexperienced in a civilian car,
Sure.
which is also unpainted. 2 regular forward artillery observers.
Yes.
1 inexperienced light mortar.
Sure.
And then boots on the ground, we've got 2 identical 6-man regular squads with double LMG and
Nice.
1 pistol armored man. I was 2 points over.
Okay.
So there's that.
Sure.
And then we have a 7-man veteran squad with single LMG. And we have a 8-man pure rifle French Foreign Legion squad. Veteran and stubborn rules. So standard veteran, this one stubborn and veteran. And 1 LMG, no LMG.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Okay, before me, right? Mm-hmm. Right, so this is from Rudy for Nationals. We're going to try it out. It's key positions. It's quarters, which is different. It is 7 objectives mandatory for everyone. Objectives are 3 victory points each, and there's 1 victory point for every unit scored. So at least you got kill points and objectives. That's pretty cool. And it's long table. So this differs, I'm presuming, from normal key position was even obviously in V2, but I'm assuming still in V3 that you would deploy in table hops. And now we're going to go for force. Let's give it a go. It looks different, and I like the fact that there's 2 win conditions, right? You're going to have to show us where all the things are. All right. So, objectives.
Objectives, 7 objectives. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side, and 7 over there. The table is divided into quarters. I've chosen this quarter. We're going to soft cover, which by default means score is going to go to that quarter over there.
So,
in the border.
Just so everyone realizes, this is very good practice. Josh has, if I don't think very carefully, Josh will have already won because, let me point out things here. Josh will have already won, essentially, if I'm not very careful, because he will, if he's in that quarter for key position starting location, he will, of course, get that one. He will no doubt get that one. He will definitely get that one, or worst case scenario, contest it. And if not that one, which he will contest anyway, I would surely think, he could make a beeline here and contest this one. My point is, it's quite a cluster with open ground to get to places 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone hasn't quite got what I'm talking about yet. If you think about in town, in comparison, bearing in mind I'm not in this quarter of town, and of course town gives you good cover, but there's an objective second, and where's the third one? Oh, there's one over there. They're quite spread out. It is what it is, and I'm over here. So needless to say, I'll be able to grab that one. And I will do what I can to grab this one. But to state the obvious, Josh would, if he's any sense, and he has lots of sense, will outflank from here and try and grab that, and certainly, at the very least, successfully contest it in turn 5 or 6. At least that's what I would do. And it's a hell of a lot. If I've got that one, it's a long way for me to go to get this one. Very long way. If I push across town, I mean, that's one option, grab 3 objectives and have one of them probably contested late game. Or from here, if I don't do that, push from here outwards, which of course is a valid option. I can most certainly get here and contest this one, and on a good day own it. But it's unlikely for me to get there. I'm never going to get there. And as for that one, that's a hell of a long way to go. Anyway, lots of decisions to make, and a very good practice round it will be. Yeah, reforming again. So the objective here, we'll make it quick. Platoon commander, Stewart's company commander in Jeep, light mortar, inexperienced. That is an 8-man veteran squad over there. That's an objective. That is a 7-man LMG squad. You may wonder why everything's bunched up here. It's quite simple. It may not work out, but I want to push up here and take that objective, and we got veteran French Foreign Legion over there, so it's going to be a bloodbath. So that's why I have a troop concentration again. 8 veteran riflemen, 7 regulars with an LMG, Stewart ammunition. Okay, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is another 8-man veteran squad. Like I said, we're gonna push it. We'll talk about that now. It's going to be bloody. And this is that Chindit squad, which annoyingly is veteran. It's cool, but I can't use them for outflank because it would dilute the force too much, in my opinion. Another light mortar. You may wonder why gather your tanks. You're facing 2 French artillery observers where there will be 4 strikes. It's quite simple, really. There's no cover in the town. There's no ruins here to get hard cover. So my tanks are going to be in duels with 5 unreliable French Char D2s. I very least need soft cover, so the medium anti-tank gun Chaffees are going to push into the tree line is not currently visible, so you can't get sniped turn 1. And there's Stewart over there just to double up on the effort. Although, let's be honest, the efficacy of a light anti-tank gun at range is, well, pathetic. He will have to send machine gun shots down there and from the French lines, the meat targets. Anyway, behind the Chaffee we have another platoon commander to prevent any running off should he fail an order check. We have an artillery observer over there, so I will at least get 2 artillery strikes. Anyway, everything is lumped up perfectly for 4 French artillery strikes. It's going to be horrendous, but what else can I do, really? Right, anti-tank rifle has got a banquet before him. Let's see if he can do anything, although he'll probably get pinned and do nothing all game. That seems to be the fate of most anti-tank rifles, but there's 48-inch range is delicious. There's another anti-tank rifle over here somewhere. There he is. Anti-tank rifle. Again, he's got an open field in front of him with a lot of French armor coming, so he's presumably ideally situated. Right, let's do this.
Very briefly, Char D2s, intermixed or intermingled.
5 in total, yes?
5 in total. 2 observers, heading the tree line. 7-man Z squad with a single LMG.
Right.
2 regular
6-man.
6-man with double LMG.
Yeah.
Captain in a vehicle.
Right.
Lieutenant, and a French Foreign Legion veteran.
Right. So you got 8 veteran, then you got 6-man.
6. There's many objectives.
And another Char D, etc., etc., etc. A reminder to everyone: That is not line of sight blocking. If you're in it, you get a hard cover, as per usual. Right, let's do this. Right, end of round one, we have two dead British dice, anti-tank rifle, and a Dacus Stuart dead to long range fire. We'll get to that in a second. Let's sweep across the British position. Oh, we have a French Char D2, Char D2, Char D2, Char D2, Char D2, Char D2. Yes, that one's got a pin on it. Behind, by the way, this Char D2 gun line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is the usual inexperienced company commander in inexperienced vehicle. So his 24 inches command radius plus 4 is making the unreliable irrelevant, as occurred in the previous game. We have assorted French artillery observers and things. Dory, I will just tell you where their strikes are coming down. As I said, we're into turn one. That's a veteran squad. Right, let's go over here. We have a burning British Stuart, Dacus Stuart. Yeah, taken out by Char D2 long range light anti-tank fire. Behind it, using it as hardcover, is the M24 Chaffee, who has, as you can see, was and will be taking shots on that Char D2 down there. He failed to kill him. I think he failed to hit him. Quite frustrating. Anyway, that squad has recently moved up, so it is currently blocking the line of sight. That's true. I need to move that squad up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 7-man Chindit veteran squad. They need to move up into hard cover to shoot across the field, etc. Anyway, we have this is where the one French artillery barrage will be being called in. In case you're wondering, that is the British artillery observer, and that is a British platoon commander. Over here, the British company commander in his jeep has moved this way quickly to be out of, to probably guarantee being out of any blast radius from artillery strikes coming in there. By the way, an artillery strike coming in over there, probably. One of the light mortars has also moved probably out sufficiently far enough to be out of the way of the artillery barrage. We shall see what happens. Right, platoon commander over there. Move over here. So that is the other light mortar that moved to be out of range, probably out of range of that French artillery barrage. That is a British Stuart Dacus tank. What's going on over here, you may ask? It's quite simple. That is a currently unowned objective, hence the fact that it's on the grey side. We have French Foreign Legion veterans in there, hardcover in the building. And no, the corner of the building is not within 3 inches of the center of that objective, so they haven't flipped that objective yet. This is a 7-man regular British rifle squad with LMG, 7-man. They curl around the corner, 7-man in the ground floor of this building, and shot across there. And I think, all told, I think we've killed 1 foreign legion. I think it's 6 legionnaires left, right?
7.
7. It was an 8-man, so it's down to 7. We winged 1 guy, took him down. Obviously, +1 toughness is quite a bonus against small arms fire in V3 as it was in V2. What's this? This is an 8-man British veteran rifle squad. We have rapid fire for the British in this game, as we had in the previous game, so they will get elevated fire rate now in the next turn. But I don't know anyway, what have we brought to bear on the French Legion? We have 8 British veterans with rifles. We have 7 British regulars with an LMG in that building. Here, these guys are on this hedge line, so they'll get soft cover, and who else against the Legion over here? We have the Stuart, who will do what he can. And then over here, everything is congested, there's no other way for it to have been. This over here, I think is the other 8-man veteran squad. Josh, am I correct?
Yeah, and the Chindits on that.
An 8-man veteran squad who were doing exactly what the other guys were doing. They were just shooting at range at the Legion to very little effect, to be honest, because hardcover is hardcover. And they're on the stone wall. Let's move over here. This is the Chindit squad who didn't do Chindit outflanking things today. They're up on the hard cover for shooting across the field. There are French positions all over. Anti-tank rifle was over here somewhere. I forget exactly where, Josh, but he's died to French LMG fire. And the other LMG, British anti-tank rifle, also he's done to one man. He also got tagged by LMG fire. Let's talk about the French position, shall we? And then get on with our game. As discussed ad nauseum, we have the Legion in here, down to 7 men, and not close. And obviously, it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath here. Who's backing up the Legion? They're not here on their own. We have a regular squad with double LMG. We have a Char D that's been pinned and such. They are unreliable after all. But again, that Chaffee has failed to kill him. A little bit frustrating. Six-man squad, yes, double LMG. The Char D2 cluster over here. The command vehicle, as discussed with the captain, I don't know, a sort. There's one light mortar in there somewhere. I think that might be the light mortar. And observer, I think. Anyway, there we go. We are British are 2 dice down. Anti-tank rifle and 1 Stuart, and we have an ocean of Char Ds. And yes, let's see what happens. All right, we're going to film the wrap-up of Turn 6 in 2 installments. I'll talk a lot in this one. First off, this is key positions with a twist. South African national style. It's dramatically different, and I got to say, I like it. So before I mess this up, it is using quarters, as already discussed during our deployment. And the quarters, by the way, I was in that quarter, which was a problem, actually, intriguingly, with the way the objectives were established. I was in that quarter, and Josh, who's over there, of course, and he'll talk in a moment, was in that quarter. Now, this key positions is not only using quarters in South African nationals, but also it's actually not key position says whoever's got the most objectives wins. This is not that way. Key positions, as tweaked by Rudy, your bear, which I kind of like, to be honest, is 3 points for every objective. Keep that in mind, everyone. And 1 point for every kill. Let's talk about that. End of turn 6, very static game. Artillery observers make for a very static game, and it promotes LMGs and camping and whatever. We'll talk about this French list is utterly lethal and beautiful. 5 Char D2s, unreliable with a company commander in the area in a jeep, is flipping beautiful, incredible in fact. Anyway, Josh we've wrapped up. Brits have just got a win, barely, but the kill count goes to the French. That is 2 British anti-tank rifles. As everyone already knows, even in hard cover, small teams die really easily in V3. That's not news to anyone. But just so you know, that's 2 British anti-tank rifles and a Dacre Stuart British. I'd still use anti-tank rifles. I just don't know how to keep them alive. Again, that 48-inch range is incredible, and the ability to pin anything is incredible. Why have the British scraped a win? It's quite simple, really. That's 3 points with the South African Nationals rules for the kills. And that's another 3 points for an objective owned by the French. And that's another 3 points. Help me count here, Josh. 3, 6, 9.
3 for kill
Yeah,
points.
3,
and
6,
3
9.
per objectives.
So the French have got 9 points. Now we'll talk about the British, because it was an uphill battle, and we do have a win, but it was a very tedious battle. Just as well we're practicing, though. It was tedious because ultimately, the British, this was a Hail Mary. Are those veterans? My brain's a little much. Right. That veteran squad, they all deserve medals. They will be getting medals because they're a veteran squad. They got attacked by the entire French army. That cannot be overstated. They got lit up by, it felt like, every Char D and every French double LMG squad. And they got lit up because if they had not got within 3 inches of the center of that objective, they would not have been able to flip it. That's the only reason the British have won here. because this squad passed a Hail Mary check. The company commander got out of his Jeep. He ran behind this building. He's within 12 inches of where these guys were. They activated very miraculously, must be said, and managed to push forward enough, strung out like this, to flip this objective. The entire game turns on that. And some people may consider that dramatic. I don't like dramatic games or games that could have flipped one way or the other. So that's 3 for the British. The British, we all know that a Stuart died. The chappie's been, by the way, everyone, and Ryan, this one's to you specifically, I suppose. You did ask. I like chaffies, and they've done well in some online games, but this guy, he hasn't killed anything all game, right?
No, they fire out for
Yeah, this chaffee, over all these turns, hit nothing. Did not kill a single vehicle all game. I'm deeply unhappy with him. He has performed better online, but today he was an absolute piece of crap. Can I say that? Is that a child-friendly phrase? At least, yeah. Anyway, we'll assume it is. Right, this Chindit squad.
And he's bounced a light anti-tank round.
Fair enough. As we all already know, Armour 8 is essentially immune from light autocannons, heavy autocannons, and, must be said, light anti-tank guns, especially at long range. He's been pinned a lot, but what do you call it? A platoon commander kept him going most of the game, but he hasn't killed anything the whole game, and I'm deeply unhappy with him. Stuart died, by the way, to pull. There were 5 or 4 Chardies, as we all know, earlier on ambush, and this boy went forward to take the hit because he had the chance of tanking the hit. I think he did.
Round 1.
So he didn't tank the hit. I guess anyway, whatever. Chaffee should, I don't know. You know what? It's not the Chaffee's fault. The fact is, V3 is magnificent in the sense that it's all about combined arms. And this is a beautiful French list with 5 Char D2s. And I guess the fact is that if you walk into an ambush with your Chaffee, you're going to bounce around, but you're not going to hit anything. Anyway, let me move on. My veteran Chindits are in a push-up position, as you can see, across the field, keeping the French back. We deployed in this quarter over here. More importantly, we flipped that objective immediately. Round 1, we all know that already. That's the commander's Jeep from earlier, whatever. Company commander, that is. Let's talk about, that's 3 points over there for that objective. This objective was owned very soon by, I think there was an LMG regular squad over here who's over there right now. That's a light mortar right now. This light mortar has been taking shots all game at a French Foreign Legion veteran squad in that warehouse building over there. Just like the other light mortar over here has been shooting at that same building the whole game. Everyone, light mortars, they're a good order dice, that's true. But even when targeting things in a building, if you're targeting veterans in a building, I don't know. You can see I have some misgivings. Light mortars are deeply unimpressive. They don't really kill things. And D2 pins is also deeply unimpressive, it must be said. I'm still glad they're in the list. They keep me at 16 order dice, which is a magical number for 1,100 points. True. But ultimately, I guess you need to know what they can do, and the answer is they can't do much. You know what? If they were hunting enemy small teams, they would have been fine. But the beauty and lethality of Josh's list, this French double artillery observer list, is that not only has it got 2 artillery observers for 4 strikes, but it's got 5 Char Ds, and it's highly mobile. I think the only small team in your list is one light mortar. So I guess these guys didn't have much to eat this game, and so they were forced to target people in a building. So you know what? They did some work, just not spectacular work. British objective. So where are we? 3. I'm losing my mind here. That was our Hail Mary one. 3. Well, the one we got immediately, that's 6. And then 9. And then we took this one 12. I'm embarrassed to say, Warhammer 40K style, I surrounded this building with the French Foreign Legion inside. I surrounded it with a 7-man regular LMG squad, surrounded to the extent that if they were to get out, they can't go through me. They would have to assault me. We'd go simultaneously, and they might very well win. They're down to 4 men at this point after being shelled to hell for round after round after round. As I said, light mortars aren't the business, and we all know trying to get things in cover when they got toughness 6 equivalent because of the +1. Were to get out of here, they would have to get out from this edge or this edge, and they would struggle to get within 3 inches of that objective. as you can see, I currently own it. And we checked long ago, remember everyone, that edge is just like that edge and that edge. Quite a good, well-designed battlefield, if I say so myself, or well-placed objective by me or Josh, I can't remember. No one in a building over here is within 3 inches of the center of that objective. You actually have to go out and get it. That is the other 8-man veteran British rifle squad who did okay work today. They didn't kill anyone, and they've just been maneuvering the whole game. And anyway, yeah, it's a British win, but it doesn't feel like a win. It just feels like a tedious game. And now we'll let Josh do a debrief as well. So, right, you've expressed some misgivings about the unreliable, but I think that 5 Chadis is crazy.
I think that the only reason this works is because there are 5 of them with the company commander.
Right, he's in that yellowish vehicle over there. Yes.
My misgivings are that if they get a pin,
yes,
from an anti-tank rifle, they need to either rally.
Sure.
It's true pin, so they'll be firing with the pin anyway.
Right.
I'm not overly impressed that they only work because they are together.
Sure.
A great addition to the French list were LMG squads, double LMG.
Yes.
Even 6-man and regular.
Yeah.
They have the job.
Having said that, a theoretical weakness of 5 Chadis with a company commander is that they have to stay in a cluster together, which means they'd be easy pickings, you would think, for artillery strikes.
And MRLs.
And MRLs, perhaps, but certainly we'll play some German lists, but artillery strikes for several games now have not taken out the company commander. So he's been able to do his job.
So another thing I'm overly impressed with are large 8-man veteran squads, albeit the Foreign Legion are stubborn. It didn't really come into play. By that I mean we didn't have to use the stubborn rule.
Yeah.
So the one misgiving that I have I also have a 7-man veteran squad,
yes,
stubborn, with a single LMG, and I'm not overly impressed with the long range firepower output.
Yes.
It may be beneficial to either have 2-man or two
LMGs, right?
That might be better, or 8-man rifle.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Remind me, what's the Legion loadout again? I can't remember.
Just 8 standard
rifles. Okay. Right.
Positions are obviously different,
right.
But overall, happy with the list. They couldn't get to the objective in time.
Right.
The Brits held out well, and I think the only reason again is the combination of 5 Charlie.
Yeah, it's the cornerstone of the list is the 5 Charlie 2s and the 2 artillery observers.
They do have a whole mount machine gun as well.
Yeah, that's incredible. And the fact that it's not coaxial really makes it a gem.
So that's my feedback. Great game.
Yeah.
Time for a change, but very static. And I worry for any game that you need mobility. I think this list will better. So that's my feedback.
Yeah, that's a good point. To be clear, everyone needs to note this in terms of research and development. This is a very terrain-dense board, so we're meeting V3 requirements. I will say this, that as everyone knows, regardless of how much terrain there is, things are still getting lit up and hit massively, which is fine. But it is, even with this terrain, Bo, we need to talk about this. I don't know, you can't really move on the battlefield because you're just going to get lit up and pinned. Everything seems very static, and I don't like it. I was never a fan of gunline or camping, German or otherwise. And V3, in an edition where you can take 5 tanks or tankettes, mix it up as you wish, where there's 5 vehicles, and whether it's light autocannons or some kind. Anyway, it's just a very lethal battlefield, and when infantry can't really maneuver. Again, that's just one man's opinion.
I too am not overly impressed with light mortars. I'm frustrated by their and damage.
Interesting. By the way, I feel exactly the same way. What's your view on anti-tank rifles at 25 points versus light mortars at 21?
I would sooner put 2 anti-tank rifles.
Yeah.
Because they can double up as a sniper.
It's true. I love it. They are good, but they die. I think the reason light mortars are surviving is because they're so ineffective that there's higher priority targets. But that brings me around to anti-tank rifles. I have yet to play a game where anti-tank rifles haven't been killed very quickly.
They put 2 of my charges out of action, at least for 2 rounds.
That's true. Yeah.
Just through pins. Now, an anti-tank rifle, according to version 3, can pin
any regular vehicle, yes.
So even an Armour 9,
yeah.
If you get 2 anti-tank rifles and bring it to bear,
it's true.
You've got a problem. So I would sooner put a heavy weapons platoon in with 2 to 3 anti-tank rifles, and then I would actually look at an inexperienced medium mortar instead.
Maybe.
Truth be told, although it can't move and shoot, I just think that you can pick a board. The damage it can do is far more significant, to be honest, and the point isn't that much.
Agreed.
So I'm constantly impressed that the light anti-tank that we're doing. We're repeating ourselves, but from all of the shots, these are not low velocity. From all of the shots, a Chaffee Armor 8 still survives. What will we do against Armor 9? Except for it, which you can.
So what you're saying is I should take that 7 auto dice, 3 IS2 Russian list to South African nationals. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely. But overall,
I don't know. I'll be honest. Look, I'm glad we did this game, but I miss being dynamic or dynamism. I'm really not happy with how stodgy or stuck in these armies no longer move.
And my concern is when we play something like a double envelopment or a
we'll auto lose.
We're going to have a problem in terms of maneuverability. Kill points are not a problem, but maneuverability is.
And you know who's going to auto win double envelopment? That Finnish T20 tank armored Komsomolets carrier list.
They win more than just that.
It's true, because they've got your French shenanigans, but for cheaper.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we go. That's a wrap.